Susie Reardon. I'm the staff hearing officer, and I'm calling the meeting of Wednesday, December 17th to order. Today we have two items on the agenda. However, the first item, which is at 304 East Pedregosa Street, has been withdrawn. And I see the applicants here for the next item. The next item on our agenda is announcements and appeals. I just want to announce that the show meeting of December 31st has been canceled. So the next meeting after today would be January 14th. Is there any other announcements or appeals? Okay. The next item on the agenda is general comments from members of the public, and seeing no one, we will move on to the first item, which is 1405 Harbor View Drive. Kelly, if you'd like to give the presentation.
Kelly Brodison, Assistant Planner. This item was seen 2 weeks ago, and we reviewed the coastal development permit and the project site plan. However, there were two modifications that were not included on the notice, so we continued the project to today for noticing of the requested modifications. And the action for the coastal development permit and the modifications will be taken today, however. We did receive one letter of concern from an interested party in raising concerns about the project. Her name is Paula Westbury. And the applicant today, Mr. Villarreal, is also here. And if you have any questions, let me know.
Okay, thank you. I just want to clarify the modifications are for the two pop-outs in the open yard area. You want to explain this a little
correct.
further?
The project has significant open area, more than 1,250 square feet between the two buildings. However, there are two second-story pop-outs, which are floor area, and they do cantilever or overhang over the required open yard. And because of that, they are considered encroaching into the open yard, so a modification is required to approve those, one for each building.
And then if I remember from the last hearing, they were elevated at least 8 feet above finished floor.
That's correct,
But
yes.
they're, finished grade, but
Yes.
they're right at finished floor.
Yes, correct.
And that's one. Okay. Thank you. Would you like to state your name and association with the project?
Francisco and Javier and Villarreal, and I own, along with my brother, partners, and we want to build two houses. We own 1405 Harbor View, and we're working on this project. The houses were sort of small, so we were asking Tom, our architect, to kind of see. To kind of see ways that we could, make it a little bit. We have both of us. He's got 3 children. I have 2 children in school age. Mine is 11. His are 11 and down. And so if we're going to be living over there, he thought about making this for desks or put a computer or something, and so that's all the petition that we have right now.
Okay. Thank you. I don't have any questions right now. We discussed this project quite a bit at the last hearing. I went over the coastal issues, the views, the drainage plan, the site layout, why there was 2 separate units versus the traditional duplex together, which would reduce the driveway entrance. So we covered a lot of those issues on the December 3rd. However, we noted that the modifications were needed, so we continued it to today. So I'm going to open the public hearing on the project at 1405 Harbor View Road, and seeing no one, I will close the public hearing. And as Kelly said, we did receive one letter, Gloria, have you received, from Paula Westbury expressing concerns with the project. As I said at the last meeting, I reviewed the site plan and visited the site. I saw the story poles. They were nicely constructed. Yeah. And read the new staff report, and I agree with staff regarding the modification. There is a large area in between the 2 units that meet and actually exceed the open space square footage. However, since a portion of it is within your front yard setback, it can't.
Even if it is on the second floor.
Well, this is the ground level area. So the portion that's in the front setback can't technically be included in your requirement. However, there is more than enough open yard area. And your proposed second-story overhangs, they won't affect the usability of this area significantly. And so I think your request for the overhangs is appropriate and fine.
Okay.
In regards to your coastal development permit, your density of the 2 units is consistent with the general plan designation of 12 dwelling units per acre. It's also consistent with the zoning requirements. The only exception is with the overhangs, and that's a minor encroachment. I stated to your applicant or your architect last week that I really appreciated the fact that the second-story addition on the north side of the lot is pulled back more than the zoning requirement, respecting the single-family or the single-story duplex to the north. I really appreciate that, the respect of that. In regards to coastal issues or policies, there's really no major coastal policies that pertain in this area of the coastal zone. It's north of Highway 101. The visual resource policies, there's not a significant public view from the Old Coast Highway, so the proposed homes, 2-story homes, won't significantly affect public views. I read the ABR minutes that were attached to the staff report, and I agree with the Architectural Board Review regarding the second-story stair enclosure, that it may add unnecessary height. So I would support the Architectural Board of Review in reviewing that element to see if there's a way it could be reduced some. But I'll leave that up to the Architectural Board of Review. Okay. In regards to water and marine policies, your drainage plan where you have the what's called infiltration basin between the units, how the open yard area also functions as the infiltration area, that would reduce off-site drainage impacts and water and marine, reduce effects to water and marine environments. So I think it could be found consistent with those policies. Therefore, I can make the findings outlined in the staff report in regards to the coastal development permit, and also find that the modification is an appropriate improvement for the lot, and approve your project subject to the conditions of approval that are contained in the December 17th staff report. This project, or my action, is actually appealable to the Planning Commission within 10 calendar days of today. And the Planning Commission also has oversight authority of my actions, and there's a liaison that reviews the projects and the actions, and during that same 10-day appeal period, they can decide whether this project raises enough issues that it should be actually heard before the Planning Commission. And if that were to occur, Kelly would contact you and let you know. But your next step would be to continue on with the Architectural Board of Review. Okay?
Very good. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. And that concludes today's meeting.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.